Hi dear students, welcome to this first lecture of Unit 2 of Power Electronics course. In this unit we shall be studying the various power semiconductor devices. What are they? The various power semiconductor devices are that is SCR, this is also SCR, the DIAC, then we have track, then this power MOSFET, and this is the IGBT, insulated gate bipolar junction transistor. So PSDs, you can say it is very difficult to imagine power control and conversion without power semiconductor devices. They are like muscles in the modern electronic appliances. These devices can handle a very high voltage. For example, a thyristor of 8 kilovolt and 4 kiloampere rating is available in market. 8 kilovolt in the sense 8000 volt, it can handle, it can be operated at 8 kilovolt, and it can carry as much as 4 kiloampere currents. So that is the capacity of these power semiconductor devices. A lot of devices are invented, such as SCR, which we have studied in last unit, first unit, and the DIAC, TRIAC, power MOSFET, and IGBT. These words, as I said, it is difficult to imagine this power control word without this power semiconductor devices. And this word of power conversion is a permanent quest for ideal switch. Permanent quest, that means this is the aim of lifelong aim to invent ideal switch. Quest म्हणजे ध्यास, जीवनभरचा ध्यास असू शकतो to get the ideal switch. What is the ideal switch? The ideal switch, actually I have introduced this concept in first unit. There we have studied the static switch, SCR. In that we have seen some qualities of ideal switch. So what are the desirable qualities? That is, it should carry high current. And of course, for handling the large power, for delivering the large power to the load, they should supply a large current. Again, switch should be operated at, it should be able to operate at a high voltage operation, because for most of the industrial application, we need to handle large voltage and large current. The switch should, it should be fast switching. So fast switching means it should turn off quickly, and it should turn off, switch off quickly. That is the desirable characteristics. Low losses. That means when switch is on, it should not consume power. Its duty is just to supply the power to the load, and it should not consume the power. So it should be minimum possible. And for that, the switch voltage across the switch should be minimum possible. When it conducts, when the switch is on, there should be low voltage across the switch. See that we are discussing the desirable characteristics, features of ideal switch, and these are desirable, म्हणजे हवे हवेशी गुणधर्म ते आहे, right? Then switch should be the compact enough, and we know everybody wants a microelectronics. It should take a small space on a board, and there should be high reliability. There should not be any misfiring. There should not be any random firing. It should start upon triggering, and it should stop upon triggering. So reliability is again essential. So these are the qualities of the ideal switches. Let us discuss in 2 minutes some historical perspective of these power semiconductor devices. The SCR that I am showing here is the planar type, and in laboratory we are going to use this SAR. This is a alloy diffusion type, measure type, and we have seen that this is the anode, that is studded anode. Then these are the plates, and then there are PN junction. This bigger terminal is a cathode, and this is a gate. And this is the symbol for SCR, and that is invented in 1957. Later, the scientist invented DIAC, that is invented in 1958. We are going to study these devices in detail. DIAC is actually two-terminal bidirectional device. Then we have TRAC, three-terminal AC device, that is bidirectional device, and that was also invented in the same year 1958. Then the power MOSFET. MOSFET, you know, that metal oxide semiconductor feed effect transistor, and that can handle the power. So this is very important device. Actually, the DIAC, TRAC and SCR handle the large power but at low frequency. This power MOSFET can handle the power at high frequency, and therefore it is a very popular in SMPS, switch mode power supply. What is that? I can give some example. The mobile charger, the adapter, power connector to your LED TV, or power connector adapter to your laptop, all these consist of switch mode power supply. Or in your inverter also we use power MOSFET, because you can operate them at different frequencies. And then there is a very interesting devices, insulated gate bipolar transistor. So that is invented in 1985, and the development or invention of this IGBT is a important milestone, you can say, in the development of power semiconductor devices. All right, let us see first thing first, that's DIAC. So DIAC name is given because it has a two terminal and it is bidirectional. And look at the construction here. We have terminal T1, terminal T2, and we have P region, N region, P region, right? The name DIAC is coined, generated from this. You see, this is a diode for AC. So we have taken DI letters from the diode and EC, and we made it as DIEC. That's why we call it as a DIAC. In short, DIAC is a two-terminal bidirectional device. And consider this is the construction of DIAC. So we have PNP, two junctions, then small N regions diffuse, and we have metallic contact. One is the terminal 1, the other is terminal 2. See that from this side or from this side, you see the same structure, symmetric structure. Now, when terminal T1 is positive with respect to T2, what will happen? The junction J1 will be forward bias and junction J2 will be reverse bias. And its construction is such that there is no another control terminal to this, only two terminals, right? And VBO is the breakover voltage of this junction J2 or junction J1. Voltage breakover. What is that? So when you apply some voltage, and when the voltage across that reverse bias junction crosses a particular level, it breaks down. VBO of any PN junction diode depends upon the doping level of P and N region, right? So higher the doping layer, lower will be its breakover voltage. So long this voltage between the terminal T1 and T2 is less than breakover voltage, DIAC remains off, no current flows, so it remains off. Now if I make T2 as a positive with respect to T1, The same way you can see that the junction J2 is now forward bias and junction J1 becomes reverse bias. And once again, this may fire, this may start conduction when its breakover voltage is crossed. Okay. Now see, when voltage 1, 2, that means when terminal 1 is positive with respect to 2, or voltage 2, 1, that means when T2 is positive with respect to T1. When these voltages of either polarity crosses the breakover voltage, it conducts. So it allows the current flow through this. So, and it has a specific breakover voltage. For example, in our laboratory, we are having diag which starts conduction at plus minus 32 volt. So mainly this device is used for triggering the triac. So triac is another power semiconductor device. It is to be triggered at a particular instant, and for that this diac is used. See, I can give one example how it works. Suppose that you have a stream of water like a small river, and then if you construct a wall here, the height of the wall is say 30 feet. So stream can be from this direction or from this direction also. Now as water is flowing and it is stopped by this wall, height is the 30 feet. When this water can cross this, when water can flow, it's only when this level reaches to 30 feet. Okay. So this is a barrier of 30 feet. So there is no water flow. There is no current of water unless it reaches to 30 feet height. The same way, if there is a stream like this and there is a wall of 30 feet, the water will flow only after it reaches to 30 feet. The same way, this diac works. When voltage across it reaches plus minus 30 volt, it begins its conduction, and therefore it can be used for the triggering the other devices. The diac with VBO plus minus 32 volt is available in market, and we are using the same in our laboratory. This slide shows the diac characteristics. Now, how do we draw the characteristic for any component? We take voltage on x-axis, right? The positive voltage means when terminal T1 is forward, T1 is positive with respect to T2, and this is a current when the T1 is positive, right? Then V negative means when terminal T1 is negative with respect to T2, like this, and this is a current during that. Let us, for simplicity, let us call this as a forward bias and this is a reverse bias. As you can see, when the voltage is close to 0, there is no question of current. But as this voltage increases, there is only leakage current up to breakover voltage. And when the voltage between terminal T1 and T2 reaches the VBO1, that is say plus 32 volt, then the diac begins to conduct here, and then the current increases like this. So the period OA, during this region, the diac is off, and when the voltage is reached, it starts conduction. In the same way, when the diac is reverse bias, it doesn't conduct much, only leakage current, it remains off, and the moment the reverse voltage reaches to VBO, it begins to conduct. You can see that this part and this part is quite symmetric. That's why you can say that it fires for a particular voltage VBO of either polarity. So this is all about the diac. And now it is time to stop here. Bye.